welcome to Coding After Work. Because it is after work.
We're not bringing
coding.
We're not bringing that one into this stream, please.
So for those of you who don't know, we have another channel called Married Geeks, where we have the unfortunate, very, very tacky intro.
Yeah.
So yeah.
The cheesiest of them all.
Yeah.
And we can't stop.
No. And now I might have started something.
No, not gonna do that. All right, so this is the first stream in a while.
It is.
We've been doing stuff.
We have been doing stuff, and not on stream.
Not on stream. Let me share my screen, because I have a page.
Yeah.
We've been to Europe. Well,
we've been traveling.
First time on a plane in 2 years or something like that.
And boy, did I forget how to plane. I did all the mistakes. So I was pretty good and efficient going through customs and all that. Very prepared. And I thought I was prepared. I had all my liquids in a bag. As you should. I had my laptop within reach. Yet the lady, the security lady said, put your bag here. And I'm about to push it forward to put my jacket on. And she says, do you have any computer? Yes, I do. And I pick it up. I see the liquids. I close the bag. I put it back on. Do you have any liquids? Yes, I do. And I have to pick them up again. And then when I walked through security, I forgot my watch. So I had to be patted down. Suits me.
So, I've never been to Poland. You've
Nope.
been before?
I actually been to this very conference 4 years ago.
Yeah. So we were in Gdansk, which has beaches.
Yeah,
I had no idea.
And it's like magical beaches.
Yeah.
Like Riviera.
Cold, but really, really
Yeah.
beautiful.
Well, to be fair, we came in late September, so of course it's cold.
Yep.
Warmer than here, though.
It was.
And people were windsurfing and kite surfing and what have you.
That was crazy. So if I believe everything, or at least most of the session, was recorded. So
Yep.
if you
We
want
also
to check those
went
out.
to Warsaw.
Yeah.
We kind of did a tour in a mini
Did
tour.
all of Poland.
Well, I wouldn't say that. There's plenty of more cities.
There's a lot of amazing speakers. Oh, Jessica. Sorry.
Jeez. Yeah, it
And
was
a T-Rex.
There was a T-Rex.
And there was we didn't see a lot.
There's another T-Rex, Dave Aronson.
Yeah.
He's actually his title is T-Rex.
And there was we didn't see a lot of talks. We did walk around and we saw a little bit of everything, basically. But I will definitely recommend the conference, both as an attendee and as a speaker, of course.
Yeah.
And
this is
were doing
another
something
reason.
else.
Yeah, this is another reason.
Yeah.
That was the week before that. I was doing a talk at...
Oh no, I didn't do it chronologically.
Uh-oh.
That was hard to say. Let's not do say that again.
Yes, I did a talk at Free Code. They had a meetup about UX.
Yeah, and it's available on YouTube. So Free Code Meetup UX for Coders by Jessica Engström.
That's me.
And here is a picture of me in Warsaw.
Yeah. And your book.
And my book, Raccoons for the Win. So the really cool thing is that Pact gave me a promo code.
Yep.
So you can get 25% off the book. So bit.ly/Blazor book, and then use the code 25Blazor. And that's only for the printed ones, I believe.
Yeah. But 25% is pretty much...
Yeah.
That's a lot. I mean, not pretty much. That was a funny sentence. I was trying to type out the code so people could copy it instead.
Oh, let's keep it on the screen then.
There we go. I think this is the one. Blazor book. Yeah, there we go.
And this is not the last time we're going to travel this year.
No,
We're going
one
to
more
travel
time.
to NDC as well. Not on a plane, though.
No,
we're going to take the car.
We're driving. We're driving. I will say, though, well, we took like 3 planes, but all of the planes, and they required a mask through all the travels and what have you. So
the airport and basically all of Poland.
Yeah, I think we had more masks and sanitizer with us than one should actually say.
Do you have any liquids? Yes.
In all of the bags. So we're actually driving here because it's doable.
Yeah.
And I think I can manage the traffic in Oslo. I do not think I can handle. I'm not ready yet for the traffic in Poland.
Yeah.
And that's a me problem because I haven't even have my license a year. And the traffic there is very fast paced.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
you need to know what you're doing.
A lot of quick breaks. And,
Yes.
But NDC has a lot of awesome speakers.
Yeah.
We know many of them. Steve Sanderson is basically responsible for Blazor. So
Hey,
thank you.
Miko, he was at Code Europe as well. And Tess, we know. Oh, we know a lot of cool people.
There's a lot. Oh, and Egil
Yeah,
made
he has been on the stream.
B-Unit framework for testing. So,
And
it's
we
a lot of
actually
things.
we are going there because we are recording podcasts. So that will
So
be
if there's someone of these people that you want to see as a guest, please let us know.
Yep.
And we'll see if we can make that happen.
Yeah, definitely.
And I got an email.
You got an email?
I got an email.
Okay.
Guess what? 85.
We need to change our counting.
So we got more than 85 truly native components from Progress Telerik.
That's cool. They are still new Blazor components are added every 6 weeks. That's good. Now we have a cadence. So now we know in 6 weeks we need to count up again.
And we got a new sponsor. We got
do.
everything finalized.
We signed.
I'm going to click accept. I'm going to accept you as a sponsor. So if has more than, I believe it's 900 developers in the world, I guess.
In
just
their,
Sweden, maybe?
No, I think it's in their tech community.
That's the one.
So probably the world. I don't know exactly what countries they are in actually, but I know there's a few.
And if you want to join them, please do.
Yeah, they're always looking for people.
And now, are you ready?
The backlog.
The backlog.
Finally.
Let's check out the backlog. It's time to start. So we did a little bit of a session a couple of days ago. We looked over the site.
We brainstormed a little.
Brainstormed.
Yeah.
It
wasn't even a session. It was 10 minutes.
There were time where we...
You make us sound like we... Oh, come on. We have this session
We
now.
had a planning meeting.
We did not.
And we got a couple of things that we need to add and fix. So let's see what we can do. Let's add a couple of them. One of them is fix the video page. And let's see here. We style video page. That might be the same thing, actually.
Yeah, this is why I don't agree with your naming convention.
Please let me know. What should we
I did,
change
and
it
you
to?
said, well, we would know what it means.
So what do you want it to be called?
It's something that we know what it means. What does fix it mean, and what does style video mean?
Fix it means we should take what's broken. But there actually, we got one thing here. We got link to or link from video page. I think I'm going to do that today, actually.
Oh, yeah, and we also need to add a page, the menu for the sponsor page. And
Add sponsors to the menu.
yeah, and add. There was one thing. What was that? Was that the only one missing in the menu?
I think so.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Fix the style on the sponsor page.
Yep.
Because we just threw everything in there last time.
Actually, it's worse than that. We started typing. Well, I started typing right in the code, and it wasn't code.
Add text to sponsors.
Yeah. Oh, we need to add text to about as well.
Add text. Let me see here. Text to about. About. Okay. And
I realized something. I kind of messed up a little. Our page looks good in dark theme, but since
most important thing
for you, but since we actually decided to keep the gray background, no matter if we were on light theme or dark theme, we cannot have the menu items actually switching theme. Because if we go in, we can look at that in a second. Because if we go in and we actually switch to light theme, you won't be able to read the text properly.
So what do you want to call that?
Fix light theme.
So we know what fix is now?
If we are doing it today, I know. I'm just taking a page out of your book. That's it. I thought this was the naming convention.
Yeah, we also need to fix the pod images. We talked about that on the show. But
and
I
I've
don't
actually
think we
started
have.
to
Awesome.
collect the images. Because there's a lot of images, but at least we should have the latest 20 up to date.
And this is one of the things that I find it kind of annoying with Azure DevOps. Because by default, it's going to add everything to the top. I wanted to add it to the bottom.
Yeah.
So now
But
our
then again,
backlog is...
Yeah, but then again, even if we're adding it to the bottom, it doesn't mean that it's the lowest priority anyway. So you need to go through it anyway. So you won't get that one.
And we need to fix home as well.
Yeah, because we have nothing on home.
I don't know what we were supposed to have there, but at this point, we don't have
At least
anything.
we can have something. The latest video and podcast, or just about us. We could redirect it to about us for now or something, I think.
So last time...
We also said footer. Is that in?
let's add a footer. Let's see if we got one of those. Let's see. We have add Twitch, add TikTok.
Oh, it actually says show. So what does show mean?
Show.
See, we need to be better at this. We need to remember what it is 2 weeks after.
Let's add footer.
And please say footer with URLs. There we go. Thank you.
And I am definitely not going to be able to style that. So let's say style footer as well.
That's good.
Because...
Baby steps.
Yeah, baby steps. Okay, so last time we showed a bunch of videos and we realized that the RSS API only had...
from YouTube.
Yes.
Yep.
Only had like 15 videos or something like that. And we have 34.
Yep.
So we needed to expand that a little bit. Also, we didn't get any tags.
Yeah, and also the images looks iffy.
Yeah. So today... the plan is to implement the YouTube API.
Yeah. And we thought that this was going to come later on, but since we hit the limit already, we might as well.
Now, to be fair, our page doesn't have to show every single video that we have.
Of course not. Of course not.
I really wanted to have the tags as well.
Yeah, the tags are good.
Let's
we can build on that later.
I think I am able to add the sponsors to the menu as well.
And I think we can fix the light theme as well. Yeah. Okay. It's an easy fix.
That sounds scary.
No, I can tell you how to do it.
And
That one I think I still have in my head. I think I know.
and I would like to add an about page as well, because we have the link, but it's not linking anywhere, so it feels like it takes a little bit of time.
At least it should have text. We could just copy whatever we have on Twitter or whatever.
Yeah, sure. Let's do that as well. I think that's actually a add text to about. We got that. So
Okay, so maybe we can do all of them.
Let's try. Let's try.
So we are on sprint 9 today.
So apparently we already had.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's
because sometimes in Azure DevOps it adds all the new stuff to the current sprint, which I do not agree with.
No, that is broken.
But when we were talking about pages and stuff, we actually said that we need to fix our company page as well. And what we did say as well, we might as well disclose that. We are trying GitHub instead.
Yes.
Instead of Azure DevOps. Because then we have shown both ways and we can see what's that about. And I'm a little scared of GitHub because GitHub and me is not friends. Actually, I think it's more GitHub that doesn't like me. I don't know. So we'll see.
I think you're gonna be fine. Okay, so we got 5 items. Let's see if we can get all of that done.
Yeah.
So last time we ended up with a bug.
Yeah.
And I was about to fix that bug, but then I realized that this is a learning opportunity. So this error, object reference not set to an instance of an object, basically says nothing, of course.
Well, for me, it's something's wrong, panic.
It's definitely that kind of error message.
I don't agree with this either.
It was super hard to. We run into this problem at work as well, in some cases, and there's basically what it's saying. If you're looking at up here, you'll see that it's in Microsoft ASP.NET Core Components routing. Something wrong with the routing of the router. So when it's trying to get all the routes, something is wrong.
Yep.
And the reason for this could be that we have multiple routes with the same URL. That's one of them.
Yeah.
The other thing that we ran into at work is that someone wrote string as a type. And string is the default one, so it's going to break. So someone just, this was an int, this should be a string, and didn't think about the consequences of that. So if we pop into Visual Studio and go to the sponsors page, I believe, you'll see that we have episodes.
Yeah,
ID.
because we just that's where we need to remove that. Because we just copied the page and changed the name of it.
So let's sponsors.
Yeah, that makes
sponsors. There
more sense.
Okay, so let's see what we. There we go.
That was it.
Worked straight away.
Yeah.
Didn't think it would.
Oh, and here you can see what I'm talking about in the menu as well, because you're now on light theme.
For some reason.
Yeah, I don't know how that happened on your computer. But that contrast is not good.
Do you want to fix that to start with?
Yeah, we can do that. So if you go into the CSS.
Go into the CSS.
Which is
not
there.
Not here.
No, it's in the first solution, the coding of work. There we go.
What's up with that?
Oh, well, you set it up. Yep. And in the root, set up another variable. Menu font color, maybe?
Menu. So we're doing like
We're
this.
doing dash, color.
Color.
And change that to the same color. Let me think.
Are you not going to react on my spelling here?
What are you doing? What are you doing? Everything else is in American. And no, you type like that. Let's see. If this is the light theme, we should probably go with the background color. Yes.
And
so just copy the background color, I would say.
Copy the background color.
Yeah.
That one.
Yeah.
And we...
So that's an off-white.
Yeah, and the default theme we got is the white one, right? The white... light theme.
The light theme, yes. So unless the media query actually does something. And then go down into the body A. And you change the color from font color. No, just change it to menu font color instead of font color. Yes.
Menu.
There you go. You got help now.
There we go.
I think this should fix it. I hope so.
Something happened.
Yeah. And apparently I actually need the other mouse because I'm not logged in on this computer.
You can have a mouse.
You see, now we have light theme, or at least we have a light text that we can show. And Guy says there's only one way to spell color.
So I had such a problem with color because my ZX Spectrum was English.
Yeah, British.
Yeah. So how do you spell it?
Yeah, that's an issue. Okay, that was easy.
Okay. We've done that.
Yep. I thought that I messed up the dark and light theme, but then I realized we actually changed the color of the menu, so that's why.
Okay.
So it actually switched. So if you change it now, you could change it to dark theme and see if it works, just to make sure.
I'm actually going to put you here because you all did all the prep work here.
I just told you what to change.
Save. There we go. Let's change. Let's figure out how to change the background. Let's see, settings. Parents,
Oh, you can actually do it in the. Well, you want the dark theme anyway. Otherwise, you can actually do it in. See, it still works. So we're keeping the gray.
Okay, I get it. I get what we actually did here now.
Because our first thought was to have the menu background transparent or at least semi-transparent, but then we backed from that because it looked a little bit iffy when you were scrolling things and it wasn't a good UX.
So let's see. Let's wait a little bit. Let's do a little bit of dopamine.
Or you're waiting with the
I'm waiting
API?
with the API because that's the fun stuff, right?
Okay.
So add sponsors to the menu. Let's see if we can do that as well. If everything fails with the U2 API, we're still gonna have some things done. That's a good place to be. Okay, so let's take a look. Where do we have the menu? The menu is in the. Is it here?
You sound so sure of yourself. There
well,
it is.
You made all of that. So let's copy that one.
Well, I weren't going to help you.
Let's sponsors.
Yeah, and we already have that route.
Sponsors, like that.
Yeah.
Let's see if it just...
There you go. And it's
Hot
still centered.
reload works really well.
Today.
Today.
This minute.
And so the problem with many of these pages is that everything is up here right now.
Yeah.
So we need to fix that.
Yeah. And I was actually trying to wrap my head around it because I know exactly what we need to do, but it did not work.
Yeah.
I have the class for it, but it does not show. So
that's fine.
I need to look at that.
Keep it like that for now.
And you saw it; it was iffy. I don't know why, but I messed something up.
And if I click, let's click podcasts here.
Actually, you can just put in the same styling as I think it's page content or episodes. that styling has the, it's 17 M's. We need to push everything down.
Let's see here. Let's
So if you
take a
look
look
in
at
the CSS,
episodes first. So I could basically just copy that one.
yes, but I think it's better that you take the other one called page content, because there's a lot of other stuff going on in episodes layout. So if you go into the CSS and check and find 17 M's. There we go. Oh, okay.
Not
Rem.
that one.
It was
Oh,
Rem. So episodes layout we could use, or page content is even
So I should
even better.
I could
Yeah.
use that one.
use
Okay,
that one,
let's do
because
that.
there's not a lot of stuff in that one, and we will fix that so we don't have everything like that. I don't like duplicating stuff.
That's good. Okay, let's remove that one. Put everything in a div. Nice and easy.
Very
And
nice copy.
sponsors. There we go. It looks
Well, not pretty. Let's
not-
call it that.
but
At least we have text.
if I click About Us, it was actually quite fast this time. For some reason, it felt a little bit. It took a long time
Yeah,
before that page loaded.
I saw the image was reloading and everything.
And the reason for that is that there is no About page.
Right.
So let's just quickly.
So it's trying its best to find it and realizing
Exactly.
that
So
we messed up.
Let's just take sponsors here.
Pro
Copy
tip:
that one.
change the the actual route, not like I did last time, and
About.
don't, so everything breaks.
Stop. That's fine because everything is broken. Everything is broken.
That's not how that song goes.
And so the text that we have on our homepage right now is doesn't say
Not
that-
optimum. Well, let's call it not pretty.
Let's just say something. Something.
What do we have on Twitter? Can we use that one just for now? Twitter.com/coding after work. Let's see. Coding intensive user group and podcast.
Yeah.
Well, there we go.
Let's see here if we can. I think I need to reload this. Oh,
Something about us.
something. Okay, let's see if we can. No, doesn't want to.
No, well, at least my Visual Studio has been doing
There we go.
every other time I try to run a project, I need to rerun it because it says there's a lot of problem here, but there isn't really, and just making things up.
So there we go. Got About Us. And we got YouTube. And
Yep.
this looks
Yeah, and this is what I
horrific.
was talking about earlier. The images looks really not optimal. And we were even talking about clipping the images, because you can do that in CSS nowadays. So we were talking about that, but I think that it might sort itself out if we use the API.
Yeah. Let's try.
Because this is what we get, right? From the RSS.
From the RSS. Yeah.
Yeah. For some reason, the RSS is making the image larger than it should be.
Okay, so let's just jump in here. We added sponsors to the menu.
You did that.
Let's mark that as done as well. There we go. I did that all by myself. We added an about page. Done. I'm a little bit tempted to drag this one back here because
Yeah, we need to do that off
we need a
stream,
copy
I think.
for that.
Yeah, I don't think anyone wants to see us try to compose text.
yeah,
And
So-
that's the same thing with the images on the podcast. I don't think anyone wants to watch me upload 50 images.
That might
One
be
by
a
one.
nice stream. How to use Photoshop though?
Well, I I wouldn't say I'm good at it.
All right, so we're gonna add the YouTube API.
Yeah.
And if you remember, we got the content service.
Right?
We got a YouTube feed URL, which we're not going to need anymore. We got get episode, which is getting the podcast episodes, so we can minimize that. And we got get YouTube videos.
Right.
So here's where we're going to make some magic. The first thing we need to do is we need a Nougat package. So let's add a Nougat package. Let's search for like YouTube or something.
Or something. No package found. So I think it's something.
There it is. So Google APIs, YouTube v3. Now I have cheated just a little bit here. Because I really don't want to dox myself.
Oh, you don't?
No.
I wonder why.
So what I've done here is that in the Coding After Work project, I have added a app settings local.json and with a little red thingy here.
What's the red
So
thingy?
the red thingy is that file is in the git ignore file. So I'm saying don't check this one in.
Oh, right.
So
right.
if you check out the code, you need to copy that one from my machine to get that working.
Okay. Yeah, because you don't want everybody to have your
Yeah.
keys and special passwords.
So
and stuff.
if I click the development one, you will see that I have a YouTube API key here and add your API key here. And we're not going to do that because we're using the other one. I also added a little bit of code here in the program. So I'm saying that the build.configuration add a JSON file. So I want it to also check the app settings.local JSON. So it's going to take those settings and load them. That's what this means. And it's also it's optional. So it doesn't matter if it's there or not. If it is, great. If it's not, we're not going to load it. Not going to get an error from that. And, well, reload on change.
that
If
would
you
be
change
handy.
the file, it's going to reload.
Yeah.
That's kind of the name. Okay, so I'm going to pop back to, not that, actually we can do that while we are here. So I also want to add tags. And we got tags. We got tags in the podcast episode.
Yeah, right.
So I'm going to pop into the podcast episode, just copy this one into our YouTube video. So now we started off with two different files because one of them had tags, the other didn't have tags, and now they both have tags again, but we're still going to keep them as two separate files, just because. Okay, so let's go back
So
to...
we can only get the tags from the YouTube API, not from the RSS feed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. And we go to our content service. So if we don't have any videos, we want it to create a new list of videos. Then we went use the HTTP client to get the RSS feed. We parsed the XML. And in the end, we put the videos into an items list and put that to the videos, the list of videos. So
And can I just ask if I remember the green squiggly lines correctly? So there's a bunch of green squiggly lines.
I see them.
Yeah, and that's a new thing. And that's basically when you are using something that is could potentially be null, and you have to handle it yourself. So that's a warning. You're on your own.
Yes.
This could potentially be null, so handle it if you need to.
And that's...
Is that correct?
It is correct. It is. Let me just... so all of this, all of that code, we're just going to delete that.
Ooh.
Or
So basically, we have no more green squiggly lines I was talking about. Well, there's one.
and what you're talking about is right here, nullable,
Yeah.
enable nullable.
Right.
So we're saying that we wanted to show a squiggly line, wanted to check for null references so that things doesn't blow up.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing. And what we also can do is that we can say, so it's basically just a warning. We say, you're saying, hey, you should handle
Yeah,
this.
exactly.
What we could do is that we can add warning as errors. So if we get a warning, we're going to get an error, we're not going to be able to compile. That's what we have at work, actually.
Yeah, it depends on how important it is, I'm guessing. But I also seem to remember that there's something special about the implicit usings.
And that's a new one.
Yeah.
That's .NET 6 magic.
Yeah, and that's .NET 6, the release candidate?
I believe they added it in the release candidate.
Yeah,
yes.
because I think
the
that...
first one.
Yeah, because there was before that, and then things blew up. And
So what? No, it shouldn't be the... Maybe this was already in previous... I'm not sure when they added it. But
at some point.
At some point they added it in .NET 6. That I'm sure of. So what it means is that it's importing some namespaces predefined by Microsoft. So it's saying like, so this is a web project, then we're automatically gonna add a bunch of namespaces. You can check the documentation for that.
So basically, it could be like ASP.NET Core stuff similar things.
There's a bunch of them.
Do not have to remember all of them. You only need to remember the special ones.
Yes.
Yeah.
And this is really nice. And what I haven't tried it, but
Hi, Stacey.
Hi. So from what I understand is that you can also add namespaces into the project file, saying that we want to add these as well.
Oh, okay. So that would come in handy for a bunch of solutions you have where you are using Blossom components. So if you want Blossom components in all of your... You can just take for granted that in most of your cases, you would like to use those components.
Yeah, so there's two ways of doing that in Blazor. One of them is _imports.
Yeah.
So _imports will add that to all the components and only the components. So in the case of Blossom, it would probably be enough to add them just there.
Okay.
But if I wanted to use them in code behind, then I would have to add them in the project file, unless I just...
It's pretty cool. You can add your own, because if you work in a certain area, you use the same thing all over again and again. Yeah. And having not to write that's perfect.
And take a look at this. Do you see something wrong with this picture?
It's preview 7?
It's preview 7. Let's solve that as well. There we go. So let's upgrade, select all packages, update.
Feel better?
I feel better.
All the shiny new things.
And we don't have to do that on this project because it has the target framework, it has the web API up here, or the SDK up here. It's going to import the correct files that we need. So we don't have to, we're not using those files in this project. So it's only, I assume we're going to need it to do it here
Yay!
as well.
.NET 6 release candidate.
Let's take a look here. No, this one should be safe as well. So this one also has the .NET. The test projects also have .NET 6 here. And no references to anything.
To what version? Yeah.
Okay, so...
Back to the API?
Back to the API. I need to...
Yeah.
No, I can...
Go ahead.
Do a little bit first here. So to be able to get the settings, I need to add an I configuration. Configuration. There we go. And this is one of the things I love with Visual Studio 2022, because it's basically going to say, hey, you might want to name it configuration. That makes sense to me. So I can just tab. No, it didn't work.
In theory.
In theory, let's try that again.
It works sometimes.
I configuration. Tab. I just updated to Visual Studio 4. Preview 4.1.
Yeah.
So
I did that too. I had, I should probably not say this out loud, but I had 709 packages it needed to update. I don't know what type of Visual Studio I had before, but I think it was
there we go.
recent.
I needed to add a space before I started.
In theory, there's no difference between theory and practice, but in practice, there is. Perfect.
That's a good saying.
Yeah.
And since this is a components library, it's not the normal project, if you will. I also need to add a Nougat package that I'm not getting help with.
Well, it is a preview.
Hey, Nougat package, help me. Okay, so I need to figure out what Nougat package that is. So let's bring that one in here. I'm going to cheat a little bit to check out how do I open that file. There we go.
You mean you don't know all the Nougat packages naming conventions by heart?
I do not know all of them. So Microsoft dot why am I typing? Why
I don't know. I don't know.
Microsoft dot, let's see here, extensions.
Dot configuration.
Dot com.
Oh, it's there. I saw it.
Configuration abstractions.
Yeah.
There we go. So let's add that one. Just say yes on all the things.
Not recommended, people.
You had your talk about UX.
Yep.
And you had catastrophic error, I believe it was, or catastrophic failure.
It's an error message that is super scary.
And you said, so what am I going to do with this? What am I going to do? Is the computer going to blow up or something like that? Mm-hmm. I can tell you. Mm-hmm. So I had a boss once that if there was a message box and it only had it OK, that button was clicked like that. Because that was the only thing you could do. You can only press OK. And we were like, but that was an error message. We needed to see that.
Yeah.
It was only an OK message. You could press the OK and it would disappear. And he was super fast.
It's not like it's solving the issue.
No.
It just takes away the error message. That was super helpful.
Mm-hmm. Oh, gone. But I needed to... Give me the mouse. Okay, so we're going to add a using for the configuration. And we need to inject that as well. So let's just copy this one. Because it's basically exactly what we're going to write there.
And you wrote it with no errors.
And look at that. I just pressed enter and Visual Studio said, so I think you want this dot configuration equals, yes, I do.
Yeah,
as a matter of fact, I do.
There's a lot of AI going into Visual Studio.
I love that.
Yeah, and then Stacy says, that's so cool. I agree.
Okay, so let's go back to my file, my sheet file here. Where is it? It's gone. There we go. I'm gonna go down here. I can give you this back for a while.
Thank you.
So,
Stacy is loving Visual Studio 2022.
I know, right? And 4.1 was super fast to start. That's one of the improvements.
I've only had issues with it. To be fair, I only updated it today, but every 2 or 3 times I try to run something, I need to rerun it because it's scaring me with all the errors that is not errors.
It's still a preview.
Yeah.
I actually talked to Dan Roth yesterday, I believe, and there's still a lot of fixes coming in RC2 for hot reload and stuff like that.
Yeah, but then you get all these amazing functionality that you wouldn't have gotten, so it's also worth it.
It is.
Because again, it's a preview. It's not done.
So the YouTube API works like this. We could get our channel. And then from the channel, from the information on the channel, we could get a playlist that is our upload playlist. So all
so
the
basically
files
all
that
the videos.
all the videos that we have. So that's stored in a specific playlist. So it's
well,
apparently that's how it works.
No, it makes sense because if you I use YouTube a lot. So it makes sense if you go into a channel, there's a video folder, and that is all your videos, and then you have playlists that is curated playlists. So the videos is actually the playlist you were talking about, the arbitrary
so the videos is also a playlist.
Yes, and it makes sense if you use YouTube a lot.
And we can also remove the YouTube feed URL. So we need to figure out what this ID is. So we could get the channel, we could get to make a call to the API, get the channel back. We would get that kind of information and then get the video playlist, basically. But since that playlist isn't going to change, I can choose between hard coding the name of the channel or the user ID, or I can just hard code that playlist.
Well, then the playlist makes more sense.
And I remove one call to the API as well.
That's
doing
good.
that. So I have prepared. Look at that. This is the playlist.
So you're doxing. No, that's the playlist. That's fine.
That's fine. You can watch that. So I'm just going to use that one like that. So then I need to get the configuration. I need to get the configuration from the configuration file. But I also actually I'm going to do it in the other order because I want to show you something. So first thing, we need to add a YouTube service. YouTube service. Like that. And that is going to be a new YouTube service. There we go. And it's actually in the namespace Google APIs YouTube v3. Like that.
Oh yeah, the Nougat package. You just
Exactly. And to do so, we need also to send in some kind of information. We need to authenticate ourselves. So I'm gonna end that one. So in here, I'm gonna send in a new base. Let me see what the name is. Base. Let's base client.
That's not how it's spelled.
All your base are belong to us. Service dot. It's not helping me. There we go. We need a service there as well. We need new initializer. I need to see the full URL or okay, that's what we're doing. Like that, and into that, I need to add the API key. I'm gonna do that.
That makes sense.
Tap to accept. Oh, I got an equals. That's nice.
Did it help you with an equal sign? Well,
And then I'm gonna get the configuration. I'm gonna get a section. Get section. And that is called YouTube API key. That's what we added in the section, or the configuration file. Dot value, like so. And we need to send in an application name, and that application
can
name...
you scroll up a little?
I can.
So we can see the code. Thank you.
And that application is coding after work. Web. Like that. So let's see, that should be correct. Let's see here. I'm gonna save it. Wait just a little bit. Let's see if it kicks. No.
Oh, it's not color coding or what are we waiting for?
Configuration is not a null here. Huh. I tried this earlier and I actually got that configuration could be null here.
Oh, really?
So I got a squiggly line and then I just could add a check for null up here. But apparently with, I don't know.
Some magic.
Some magic. But that's fine. So that was what I wanted to show you, that you could check for null up here and it would disappear. Okay, so let's see here. Let's add a variable here. So next page token.
If it's null, should that stop the null check down below?
If it's null, I'm not sure I understand the question.
Should that stop the null check? As in, if you check for null in the constructor.
You mean if I could check for null here? I could, but apparently...
Or I think it might be the other way around. If you're checking in the constructor, does it stop it here? I don't know.
Not sure if it does, actually. But I would probably do it outside anyways, because that's
how you're raised.
Exactly. So we're going to have next page token. So what happens is that we do a call, we get videos back, and those videos is going to have a next page token. So a way to get the next batch of videos. So instead of saying like, I want video 1 to 100 and then 100 to 200, I'm just going to say, well, the page size is going to be 200 videos or something like that. Do we have a next page token that we can
so
check
you can
for
set the
one?
page how many videos you want a page to be?
Yeah. I'm going to do that in just a second.
Okay.
So while...
So that can come in handy. Because if you're a small channel, you could use like 10 because you don't want to get them all. But if you're a large channel and you put up like 50 videos per day, you might need a larger page.
Yeah, and for... In our case, I would argue that we could build something like... so we don't need to get all the videos from YouTube. We could just get 10 and then we could click next and we're going to see the next 10 and the next 10. But in our case, we have 34.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to opt for just get them all, show them.
Yeah.
So we're going to check if next page token is not null. So we're setting this to empty string. So we're saying it's an empty string. So in this first iteration, it's going to be
Not
not
null.
null, which is nice because we want it to run at least once. So while that is happening, we are going to create a playlist items list request. That was request. There we go. I don't know why I choose this hard. This,
The
hard to
longest
spell.
word.
So playlist items. And so what this is doing is that it's calling the YouTube service, which is a service that has all the APIs. The API I want to call is playlist items. So that's a separate API. Dot, and then I have list, I have update, I have delete, and all of that. So I can do all of these different calls
There's an
to that
insert.
API.
Does that mean you can put videos back?
I can.
Because
So,
that sounds strange.
I can probably take a video and insert it into a playlist.
Okay,
So that's what we're doing.
That's good. That's good.
So
that means you can actually curate your list from the API.
This API, you can upload videos and all of that as well. So it's a really great API.
Interesting.
So I want a list, right? I want to get something back, a list of something. And then I can add, I don't know, remember what they're calling it. Let's see if I can get a little bit of help. A part. So it's
a part of a list?
So it's a repeatable string with parts. I'm not sure why. I'm just going to do that. So I can say there are different parts of information. And one of them is called snippet. And that contains a little bit of basic information. In this case, it contains like a video ID and stuff like that.
So you get a mixed bag of the most common stuff about your video in the list.
Yeah, and I can add other names here as well. I think it's just a comma separator or something like that, and it's just going to understand that okay, you want this kind of information. Now, let's do the whole thing.
You're copying it.
I am.
That's smart. You need to misspell that again.
So we're gonna send in the playlist ID. We're not gonna send in the next token here. So Visual Studio, you're wrong. We're gonna add the playlist ID instead. So that's the one we added up here, somewhere there. We're gonna send in that ID. So then we can say that I want max results. So I'm going to say I want 200 videos.
We don't even have 200
We
videos.
don't have 200 videos, but we don't have to change this code until we are up on 200 videos.
If we want them 200 at a time, that is.
Yeah. And we're going to add a page token. So that's what I'm talking about, next page token. What token of what page?
So do we have another batch of 200?
Yeah. So every page is going to be 200 videos or less.
Yeah.
And the next, we're going to get the next page. So the next page is an empty string, and then it's just going to assume that you're looking for the first one. So that's good. So let's see here. We're going to go var playlist items list response. I should have copy that as well. So playlist items list response. So here we are just awaiting equals await. We're awaiting the playlist items request dot execute async. So we're executing the request to get the playlist, the list of the playlists, or playlist items, I should say. Great. And I need to see the whole thing that we are doing.
That way or that way? So I forgot to log in to our streaming platform on my computer, and it has a two-factor authentication, which I cannot handle right now. So I am stealing the stream computer's mouse where Jimmy also has his notes. So that's why we're fighting over over it.
So the next thing we need to do is we need to do a video request because the snippet doesn't contain the tags, and we want to have the tags.
Yeah, that's the whole point of this.
So we're going to do a video request, and we're going to do that with the YouTube service, just as before.
So that's on the video, or is it on the video list? How do we get that?
So we have the playlists. We know all the videos that is inside of the playlist. Now we need to get every single individual video back. Luckily, we can send in a list of videos and get all of those.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So it's in the videos service or API, and we need to list it. And here we do the same thing. We're just gonna we're gonna retrieve snippet because that contains all the information we need for the video.
Yep.
And video request dot ID. So ID is a repeatable string.
Mm-hmm.
So I could just say equals and a string, and I'm just going to get one video. But I can also say new. No, that's not what I want to do. Actually, that's exactly what I want to do. But I want to remove the namespace and that like that instead. Mm-hmm. So we're saying we want a new repeatable string, and it takes an enumerable. So I can just send in an array or something like that, just straight into that one. And the nice thing is that I have my playlist item response, and in that response I have items dot select. So now I'm using a link or a lambda expression saying that I want to select from that list. I want to select something, and I just want to select one value. So I'm going to say v. So v is going to represent one item or each item in that list. So I'm going to say v dot, and I want to get so the ID, the video ID is in snippet, which is the data we're getting back. Resource ID, and then video ID. So that's just checking the documentation.
We're doing that, and we just want the video IDs from that, so we can send them back in and get our tags.
Yeah. So the select is basically going to say that I want to select the video ID, just that string, and I want to get an array of that or an enumerable of that, and I want to put that into the repeatable string. Okay. So now we have a video request. We have a list of IDs that we want to get back. And now we need to add videos. We need to get the videos. So I'm going to await the videos request. Same thing here. We're going to execute a sync like that. So now we're going to get back all the videos, all the 200 videos, or
Yeah.
34.
Up to 200
to.
videos.
Yeah.
And the ID.
So next thing is that we need to put them into our YouTube object. So we're going to do a for each. Is that working again? Look at that, it's working again.
Like magic.
For var video in videos, that's pretty much what I want to write. I wonder if prop is working as well. It is. Awesome. That was broken for a while.
Okay.
So it's going to loop. So let's see what's happening here. Videos is...
Is it
not
the videos or
operate
the
on
videos
variables.
items we need?
What is going on here? Does not contain a public instance of... all right, so the videos is actually a video list response. So I need to iterate over something else, which is items. So there we go. So all the items inside of that. So next up, we need to add a YouTube video, and that's the one we defined ourselves. Now, there are two ways of doing this. And one way is to actually I want to have this as item instead, because I want this one to be video, like that. So I can do it like this. So I'm saying that I want a YouTube video, and I want to create a new one of those. Or I can do it like this. Video equals new. This is doing the exact same thing. So I only have to write YouTube video once.
Okay. So why... So which is correct?
I only want one choice.
Exactly.
I really like the new, writing new here. This is, I believe this is new in C# 9. So it's pretty new. C# 10 is a new thing.
Pun intended?
No.
No?
But now it is. So it's basically we have.
Can you ask that of development?
So either you can write the type here or you can write the type here. Now I usually use var for basically everything, but let's say that I want to know what type this is. Now I have to move my eyes over here. I need to move it over to equals, over the new, and then I can figure out what type it is.
Right.
So I'm actually going to go for...
So depending on how you read your code, this could be quicker.
Usually you don't have to figure out what type this is, because you get IntelliSense and all of that.
Yeah.
But
it's still something worth thinking of. But then stick to it.
Yeah. Pick one, stick with it.
Yeah.
In this case, you see I'm using var because the type is coming from whatever this method is returning. So it's a little bit of a mix, but when I create something new, I usually do this nowadays. Okay, so we need to have our video. We need to add an ID to that video. And that is conveniently item.id. Like that. We need to add video dot, let's copy that one. Let's actually copy that one. And we need a content. And that lives in item dot snip, not suggestions, snippet.
It doesn't matter what standard you pick as long as you pick a standard. That's
true.
also very good and true.
So snippet.description, that's what we want out from the API.
Mm-hmm.
We want video.link. So the link
So
to
we get the URL?
Yeah. But there's no way that I've found that contains the actual URL to the YouTube video. So we need to add that ourselves.
So it's only the routing address, or
It's only the video ID that we get back.
Okay.
So we need to go HTTPS. Let's go like that. .com. Like that. So 2 times I did my Blazor talk.
Yeah.
And I have a kind of a, well,
Bad joke?
bad. No, it's not bad. It's a funny joke.
You have the Muppets reference.
Yeah. So I'm saying I'm gonna do a Mana Mana app, and then I'm gonna sing to do because
It's a to-do app.
it's a to do app.
Yep.
But both times I was so off key, and the melody was not
Nowhere
even
to
close.
be found. And we know why now.
Yeah.
Because you did not start with, why did I name it? Mana Mana.
Yeah.
So you didn't get that head start of Mana Mana to do.
Exactly. I just because it and I named it Mana Mana because we are doing a to do and just what
That's about exactly how you sounded. And if you want to watch that, you can watch his Code Europe video. I think it's on YouTube any day now.
was awful. It was awful. All the music lovers, I'm sorry. So what we're doing here is that we are we're creating the link, and
and we're putting the item ID inside of that because then we can actually get a clickable URL.
yes.
Yeah.
And it's actually that can't be right. Oh, okay. It's actually like this. Watch question video equals. There we go. That's the one. So we're getting the URL back, and
we're making it into a real URL.
Yeah.
We're getting the item back.
Yeah. Video, and then we're gonna do publish date because we want to know that. And
yeah,
that
because
is-
maybe in a later state we want to have just the latest videos or this week's videos or whatever, this year's videos.
So we have published at, which is the time when we got published. We also have a published at raw, and I think I'm not exactly sure. I think that's when the video, as it states, when it was uploaded.
Yeah.
So it doesn't have to be published at the same time.
That's interesting because sometimes, so what's happening in the background is when we download this video and put it on YouTube, we sometimes put it on YouTube and it has to do a lot of things, and we want to cut 5 minutes off the beginning or 2 minutes because we have the countdown, and then sometimes it just gets stuck there.
Yeah.
So it might actually get published at a much later date.
Yes.
So that's interesting to know.
And this one is nullable because we might not have published it at all. So I'm not actually sure if the API is going to return those videos as well. But I'm going to assume that it's not doing that, for now at least. We need to figure that one out. But if it's null for some reason, we're just going to return datetime.now. It doesn't make sense, but we should probably check if the published at is null and just not do all of that. But
Yeah.
let's figure out
Baby
whether or
steps.
not we're getting back that or not. Then we have the title. We need to have a title. Look at that.
And it knew.
But the crazy thing here is that it says that it's item.snippet.title, which is absolutely
exactly what
correct.
you wanted to do. Can you scroll up again? Thank you.
And video, let's see if we can figure this one out as well. I don't think it's going to do that. No.
No?
Which is good because it's realizing that I'm not going to be able to do that. I'm not going to be able to handle that. So
Yeah,
snippet.
it's better you get good suggestions than always get crappy suggestions.
So here we have a bunch of different video images. So we have high resolution, standard, medium.
Oh, that's great.
So we can try them out, see what we need.
And that could we use that in our media queries later on as well, so we don't actually download the heavy images for the mobile?
We could absolutely. That's a great idea.
Yeah, that's good.
We're not only getting the medium for now.
Yeah,
but
makes sense.
That's
we're only using them kind of like 250 pixels or 300 pixels or something, so there's no need for the heavy ones.
That totally makes sense to do that. Then we have the tags, the keywords.
Finally.
And we're going to go item dot, guess what, snippet, and tags. We're going to put them into an array. Now, the problem is that if we haven't set any tags, the tags is going to be null. And then the two array is going to blow up.
Oh, okay.
So we also need to check that.
We need to handle that one.
We need to handle that one. Item dot. We could just add something like that. So it's.
So we get the green squiggly line again.
Yeah, because it's a possible null reference.
Yeah.
Actually, I thought that it would handle that. Okay, but I usually like to make it very, very clear what I'm doing. So I'm going to do snippet.
And that's good. So you know what you're doing next time we go back to this.
Yeah.
And not like our backlog.
There we go. So I'm going to check. Is it null? If is it not null, then we're going to add that to the list. Because as well that this one, if we take a look at this one, you'll see that we are creating a new array with no items. So it's not going to be null at any point. It's not going to be null. And we don't want it to be null because then we have to do a null check inside of our... every time we list it, we need to make sure that it's not null. And we need to make sure that this string is not... Well,
it's easier this way.
It's easier this way. Yeah, definitely. And last but not least, we need to do videos.add, and we want to add that video into our array. Let's see here. We got for each item, and we have the while loop here. And as the last part of that while loop, we want to set the next page token to be the play. Let's see if we can do it like this. Playlist item. It's almost the same. I saved a couple of...
I know I mentioned this earlier, but I also know it's so easy to forget. What was that copy-paste magic you just did?
Windows V.
Yeah, and you need to activate it in Windows 10 or 11 to make it work. So you can actually, every time you copy-paste, you will have a long list of your history of that instead of your recent one.
So I'm running Windows 11.
Yep.
And I used to have the start menu in the middle.
Right.
But in the version of Windows 11 that I ran in when we were in Poland, it was centered, but it didn't take into account the taskbar.
Kind of like the center when you're trying to center something in CSS without the flexbox.
but it's also if there were more items here, it would be kind of like behind the taskbar or something like that. It was broken, so I had to move it to. Actually, you're not seeing where I'm pointing. Up here, here it is. Here, down here. I'm probably gonna move it back at some point
when they fix it.
But for as you do just before a presentation, you update Visual Studio and you update Windows 11. So this is brand new, new car smell. Okay, so we're setting the next page token. So if that next page token is null, which means that there's no more pages, it's going to go up to the while loop and it's going to say, well, I'm going to stop now. That makes sense.
Yep.
Okay, so I think we are ready to do this.
Oh, yeah?
Let's try.
So now you have removed all the RSS from our page. So we may or may not get videos now.
So all the YouTube.
Well, that's what it looks like every other time you try to run something and you just run it again and it works. At least that's how it does it on my machine.
Oh, it's expecting a semicolon.
Oh.
What do you know? It's crazy talk. It needs semicolon.
All of them?
Okay. So podcasts.
Yeah, that should work because we haven't
Still
changed
working.
that. Yeah.
YouTube.
Okay.
Boom.
And look at the images. Now the images look so much better and we don't have to crop them.
So let's go into an item.
We cannot.
We cannot.
Because we're not using the URL you got.
Exactly. So let's take a look at our YouTube videos. And we have almost all the code we need because we changed how we're using all of that. So we need an A tag. It's going to be YouTube. I assume where is it? Yeah, YouTube, followed by the ID. And we're just going to end the A tag around the image like that. And I totally need to make this.
Make it pretty.
Make it pretty. Oh,
it's still off.
There we go. That can't happen. There we go. What's up? There.
But Lego you can't sort. Your code you're meticulous about.
So there are two things that is going to take up most of the development time.
Finding that semicolon or point.
Yeah, but that's kind of related to errors and problems.
Okay.
I mean, CSS is going to take up all of your time because that's just insane. Naming and formatting code.
Okay. Yeah.
That's
I get that. I get that.
Okay, so let's pop back and it's updating. I just love
Did you
hot
even
reload.
save?
I think so, didn't I? No, I haven't even saved.
Yeah, that's hot reload. Because back in the day, well, like a month ago, we had to, every time we changed something in the Razor page, or the Razor component, we had to rebuild it for it to actually take effect.
Rebuild it and they will come.
Yeah, exactly. But now, apparently it works.
You can click it and ta-da!
Yeah, and here is what we talked about. We need to style this page as well.
You think?
I think so, because the video is kind of underneath the menu.
Do we need to do that?
I'm pretty sure.
And if we click the link here, since we're
we
using
don't see the link here because you were in the way, I think. There we go.
Link here. You can click that, and I should be And there we go. We got
Redirected to a
redirected to
video.
YouTube.
Awesome. So we switched out the RSS feed, and now we're using the YouTube API.
And there is, I've been researching the YouTube API for an hour or so before this, and sometimes I got like, oh, you don't have any more requests, and then I have to wait a couple of minutes, and then I can request again, and it's just gonna work. Since we are caching all of that, I'm assuming it's going to reload the YouTube videos every time the web server is going to get recycled, and I'm assuming that's at most once a day.
That's good.
So we need
we feel pretty safe for now.
Yeah, and we need to also add some kind of recycle to the site, because we want to, when we publish a new podcast or a new video or whatever.
Yeah, we want to kick that
to reload at that
Yeah.
point. And then we can take that hit, because it's going to take a couple of seconds to download everything. We can take that hit, make sure it's loaded, and it's going to work for everyone.
That's good.
Okay, so let's...
Yeah, because we don't want the user to have to wait for, I don't know.
It's pretty fast, though.
Yeah, but still, if it's 20 seconds, it's 20 seconds.
It's not 20
It's
seconds.
10 seconds,
2
I'm out of there. Still, it's prettier if we do it.
Okay, so this one is made by me, and it's done, and it's saved.
And all
4
of them are
points,
done.
4 things. Actually, I think didn't we have... Let me take a look at the backlog.
And while you're doing
Maybe we
that,
didn't
I'm
add
actually
that
going
one.
to put
Look at that.
the URL.
Link from video page.
Oh,
We
yeah,
got
look at
one
that.
as well.
So I'm going to put the link and promo code in the chat again for 25% off your Blazor book. How long is the code valid?
I believe it's October 15.
Okay, so another 2 weeks at
yeah.
least. Awesome. Putting that in the chat room as well.
Oh no, I didn't assign it to me.
Oh, you didn't? Uh-oh.
Look at that.
How are you going to get the points?
Me. There we go. Me. That's another Muppet.
Yeah.
And we're right on time.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
that's nice. So we have a bunch of stuff we still need to do before we can actually go live. And,
Yeah.
and of course still have some fixes. But
Need to do a little bit of copy during the week to
yeah,
figure
and
out.
the images. Well, actually, the images is not a priority because if we can live with it today,
We can live,
we could
live
probably.
with it tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. So there's a couple of copies, and I think we also need to fix.
Sponsor page.
Yeah, and the mysterious
Fix
CSS that didn't work.
Yeah. I think the footer, that kind of stuff is
That's nice to have.
Nice to have, yeah.
But it's
we can
not
definitely go
something
live
we
with
have.
that.
Yeah, exactly. It's not like we have it today.
Style the video page. I'm not sure we need to.
We have styled.
It looks kind of nice.
We have styled the videos
yeah.
page. We actually have done that. Didn't I do that last time? I think
you're
we
right.
might have called
Yeah.
it style content or
Okay, so
something.
let's remove
And
this
again,
one.
this is why you need to rename or name your backlog items.
You know what we're gonna
so
do?
it makes sense. No.
From now on, you are responsible of the backlog.
Okay. That one backfired.
Backfired. That backlog fired.
Yeah. There's a fire in the backlog.
The add
Aren't there
footer, we
always?
don't need to do that. Style video page, we definitely need to do that. Filter on tags.
Oh yeah, the
no, we
video
don't.
page we need to fix because maybe we want to. You know what the other one was? I think it's the videos page. I think it's because we talked about having one of them as the latest one as a featured picture, like a little bit larger, and the other one smaller. It's something we don't have to do at once, but I think that is what we meant.
Let's see where this is going.
Yeah.
Let's forget that one. Show TikTok, show Twitch, show Discord. Let's not do that. Accessibility is important.
It is.
We don't have accessibility today.
No, we have
so it's
some,
not
but not fully.
The absolutely. I mean, on the page we have today.
The page we have
it's
today.
Important,
yeah,
but it's not.
It's not
absolutely
something
top.
Well, it is super important for the page, but not for the go live because the one we have today is worse.
Resize the image. I believe that's the menu image.
Yeah.
We need to do that.
Yeah, exactly. And we need to discuss how we're going to do that. If we're going to remove the image, I think we're just going to skip the image when we get to a smaller size. It makes no sense to have the tiny one.
I would say that we need to fix home. We need to add text to about, style the video page, fix the sponsor page, add text to sponsors, fix the style for sponsors.
Yeah.
That's kind of the same thing as that one.
See?
Let's remove that one. Removed. There we go.
Again.
Let's put that one. It's nice to fix the pod images, but it's not. So I would say that the six items we need to do before we go live. Everything else is nice to have.
Yep. Before we make the switch. Okay. Yep.
Cool.
And actually this looks semi-doable depending on how we're going to style the pages. Because again, I need to figure out why the CSS was breaking on me. It made no sense. I put it in one class, didn't take, put it in another class, it took. It made no sense. So we probably have something that's overriding. We should actually, before we go live, clean out the Bootstrap file.
Didn't we do that?
No, it's still there.
Is it?
Yes, I saw it. I saw it on my machine at least. And it's bugging me.
Do you want me to do it?
Yes, please.
Should I do it?
Remove it. Come on, come on, come on.
You can do it. There we go.
Yay!
Come on. We
Finally.
don't have any references here either. Let's see if everything broke now.
Maybe that was...
It broke, it's broken.
No, you need to reload. So we have a comment from Stacy. She says it's supposed to make sense?
No.
Oh, is that what I'm...
Look at that. That looks amazing. Look at that.
Oh, you see how they are raised as well? And they have a little bit wider...
So what happens if I go into light?
You know you can simulate that so you don't have to change.
No, I don't know. Still looks good.
It looks okay. Oh, well, if you scroll down and you see videos, which isn't... There you go. Now it looks better. So there's... in the developer tools, there's a simulation you can switch between light theme and dark theme.
This looks horrible, though.
I know.
Look at that.
Yeah, I know.
The colors is all wrong as well.
What? Why? So I did mess up the color.
Something is messed
Yeah,
up.
I need to look into that. And we need to fix the images.
Hey, there's Jeff.
Oh, that was a podcast very long time ago.
Where is it? Hey, Richard.
Yeah.
So Richard we're going to see hopefully on at NDC.
Yeah.
And this one, there we go. Why isn't this? There we go.
Wow, that was a long time ago. He even didn't have color in his beard.
And no cap. What's up with that?
That's why he looks kind of naked. Does he know we have an image of him without...
I didn't recognize you without your cap.
Yep.
And sponsors is up here somewhere.
Okay, so could we please put back check the light and dark theme, or check the theming, fix the theming. Correct.
Is that
correct the CSS
So you
theming.
are responsible for the naming now.
Correct the
Correct.
CSS theming.
So correct is better than fix, okay? Correct.
Yeah, because that's
CSS theming.
yes.
Theming.
You can spell it however you want. No.
Theme.
Theming. Well, let's just theme.
Okay,
Themes.
and that's kind of important. So
Yeah, that's kind of
let's
important. We
get that
actually
up there.
need to be able to read the text. Okay. Yeah.
So, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
It's been fun.
It's been. Until next time. Bye.